everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy Lala Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. And today is episode 236 2. So I am in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I tell you, it, you want to um, find out how you function in places or how much you've changed. Put yourself in a new environment. I am so incredibly grateful that I chose this trip, that I'm on this trip, and I have so many celebrations from being here. It has just been incredible. I probably can't even remember telling you them all. Um, you guys know, like I've been telling you about how I've been, it's been years. It's been about 18 years since I started doing all different kinds of modalities, energy work, things like that. And it's been this last year and a bit, uh, and especially it got amped up last month or in September already, 2 months ago, when I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's workshop. And there's just tools, there's tools that he gives and meditations and ways of being to suggest. Um, and he really wants us to embrace and come up against ourselves within, but so beautifully supported, so we can find out where we're really at. And when we have the courage to do that, and we can stay with it, and we're able to ask questions around it and just really be with ourselves, allow the divine or something greater to assist you, because there's definitely a receiving involved in this. You then allow yourself to see what shows up. And this trip has just been such a massive culmination to me of what I've chosen and how much things have changed for me. We've gone to, I can't even remember, one of the first trips we went to was in San Francisco years ago. It was probably about 20 years ago. And, I had anxiety so bad about going to the bathroom that I was afraid to get on a bus. I was afraid to go anywhere. I still did it, but I literally suffered through the whole thing. And then over the last couple of years, even with walking and stuff, I have struggled to, yesterday we went to an NFL football game. The Miami Dolphins were playing at home. And so we went to see the game. They were playing the Buffalo Bills. And we had to park, not had to park, we got free parking, which is awesome. And it was a 12-minute walk. Well, most people would be like, oh yeah, no big deal, 12-minute walk, whatever, free parking, woohoo. Because pretty much when you go on holidays, you're paying for everything. And I was not concerned about the walking. I didn't suffer through the walking. We then got to the stadium. We walked around the tailgating. We walked inside. We walked around pretty much the whole loop of the upper deck. I was so thrilled with how present I was with the whole process. It's like I didn't even know how much I was suffering before until yesterday when I wasn't. And then I look back and I'm like, holy crap. Holy crap. When I look back at the suffering that I've had in my life, and that's mentally, emotionally, and physically, we're not talking just physically here, people. Because I chose things with the game yesterday too. Normally, because of the fact that, and I get now partly why. I was so in my own world, my own sort of selfish world of suffering, that we would go to some place like that, and if my hubby started to talk to somebody else, I'd be like, well, how come he's not including me? How come he's not talking with me too, and kind of thing. And part of it is, when you've been together for a long time, you don't chat as much, you just sort of be together more. Depends on your personalities, right? And my husband can be quieter, he can also be very chatty, but anyways, so we walk into the tailgate party area, and I walked right up to these three fellas, and they were about the same age as us, and started talking with them and found out they've had tailgate pass or tickets to the game since 1989. And then my hubby turned, and because I was behind him when I stopped talking with the when I started talking with these guys, and then he came back and joined in. So then we had this really interesting conversation for 10, 15 minutes. Then we left there and we went off to another one. Now, this one was so fun because this one woman, like, you should see some of the people, the spreads, the food spreads that they put out is incredible. Like, their barbecue grill, which can be, say, 2 feet by, say, a foot and a half kind of thing, completely covered in like smokies, sausages, hot dogs kind of thing. Um, but this one table, they had that, and then they had a whole bunch of stuff on this other table. And then this lady had these things she was pulling out of a deep fryer, and I was like, "What the heck are you making?" I said to her. Well, it was Miami Dolphins were playing the Buffalo Bills. So, we have buffalo chicken wings. So, the hot, spicy buffalo chicken wings. Well, she took buffalo chicken. So, if you use like the Frank's Red Hot sauce, buffalo chicken sauce, and chicken, and you put that inside of a wonton, she was deep frying them. Well, I'm a foodie, so I enjoy that kind of thing. So I just went over to her and I said, "Hey, I'm a foodie. Could you tell me more about this?" And she's like, "Here, would you like some?" She pulls out a little bowl. She gives me like three of them. I gave my husband one. I kept two and ate them. Oh, they were so good, but it was so fun. And like if I was cooking someone and something, and not someone but something, um some people are pretty hot and I would like to cook them, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, but like with this going up to her, and if someone came up to me like that, I'd be excited and proud to share as she was. And so she told me a little bit about it. I got to take a picture of her foodie things, and the reason, and I thought it was funny because they were playing the Buffalo Bills, they were making buffalo chicken, like, so they're eating buffalo chicken. It's too funny, the things that people think of. And then gosh, what was some of the other things that we did? So um we ran into other people. We did. Oh, then, okay, so I have a friend. She's really good at asking for things. And I could clearly see that I have become more of that. Uh, as I've become more of me, it's like a playful part of me that will ask for things. And so we were walking through the upper concourse, and my hubby had gone to the bathroom, and I saw these three different or four different, young people standing there. And on these tables, they had these little, I don't know, it looked like stickers actually, dolphin stickers, and then something else. And so I looked at the board to see what they were doing, and they were actually selling or sharing with people who were interested in buying season tickets for the Miami Dolphins. And I said to her, "Oh, that's what you guys are doing here. So people get that if they, show interest in it." And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, she says, I think she asked me if I was interested." And I said, "Well," I says, "I live in Alberta, Canada, so wouldn't likely be making it to the games. But I said, I'd love one of your sticker things or something." She goes, "Oh, they're magnets. I'll get you one." So she gives me one. Like, that is something I would no, that's improper. You don't ask for things. Don't ask for something that that hasn't been offered to you. You're not following the rules and asking about um a season ticket. So, but I just asked, and it was so playful, and I was so grateful. It was so fun. So we ended up staying for half of the game. Well, and the biggest reason is we were freaking freezing our butts off. It was supposed to be 24 and sunny. It ended up being 17 overcast and windy. Now, you start getting a chill, and it was a cool wind. It wasn't a warm wind. You start getting a chill. Well, by halftime, like literally, my husband was shivering beside me, and he's like, "Okay, we gotta go." And what was cool is that that was another win, was to not be attached that we had to stay to the whole game for it to be experience. Like we got there 3 hours before the game. So we tailgated and walked the stadium and whatever. And the best part of the game was actually the first half anyways, because we listened to the game once we got into the car, and the Buffalo Bills ran away with the game in the second half. Um, excuse me, but what was really interesting is for a little point, I was kind of judging, and I said to my hubby, I said, I feel bad, like we've come all this way, we go to the football game, we don't stay till the end. But as we're leaving, we're not leaving with like 40,000 other people. And I'm noticing the benefit of this because I've left, like we went to the Seattle Seahawks game a couple years ago, and might have even been a year ago. I think it was a couple years ago, and there was like 65,000 people all leaving at once. So you are in like a massive, corral like cattle. So anyways, it was lovely to be able to just leave the stadium, walk across the roads, just do whatever you needed to do to get to the car. And then when it came time to leave, we weren't like an hour in traffic to try and just get out of the parking lot area, right? But I still wasn't fully like letting myself have it yet, because I was like, well, this is really great, and I still kind of feel a little bad. Well, anyways, we get in our car, we're on our way, we get back to Fort Lauderdale, and I went onto my Google Maps thing and I put in sports bar because we thought we'd go see the rest of the game and, maybe some more football for the afternoon. And we walk into this bar. And now what's interesting is when I was at the football game, so when I got the magnet, I was so excited. And like prices there, it's costly here in the fact that it's well, at the football game it's 12 to $18 for a beer. And so that's American. And I'm Canadian, so you got to add another 35% on that. And we were aware of that when we chose this trip. And, you still kind of, okay, this is interesting. So the same thing, we go into a restaurant, a $15 meal is more like 20 for us, and stuff like that. So as I was walking through the concourse at the football game, I kind of just went, hey, universe, you're pretty cool. What would it be like if I got a free meal? I wonder if somebody like bought me a hamburger here or wanted to gift me a meal at the football game. And then I forgot all about it. So anyways, we picked this sports bar, both my hubby and I, just by name. Which one do you want to go to? This one or this one? Yeah, this one's okay, let's go to this one. So Google Maps takes us there. We're sitting there, or we walk in, and it's interesting because there's smoking in bars there. Totally forgot about that. Well, my immediate judgment was I can't go in here. I don't like cigarette smoke. So the next thing you know, we're standing there just looking around, checking out the environment. And someone comes up to us and goes, here, there's no other seat for you guys here. So here, you sit here, I'll move. So a guy got up so we could move. The people are incredibly friendly here, just so kind. So we go and so I allowed the momentum to just take me and sit me down. Um, Letting the judgment of the smoking thing just sort of sit with me. I'm thinking, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to stay very long. Maybe we'll just have one drink kind of thing. So, anyways, Steve orders a beer. I order one beer. And Steve says to the waitress, so do you guys have like a menu or something? She's like, oh, no, actually, there's a smorg over there. And if you have a drink here, you can go help yourself. It's free. Like, no kidding, people. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks about that. He says, you ask for something, you be the energy of receiving it, and the universe is going to surprise and delight you. Did I get it in a restaurant the way I expected? No, I didn't expect it like that at all. Apparently, we picked a bar where every Sunday on football day, these two women in the community cook up all this food, and then they bring it to the bar. I'm not sure what they get for it, or if they do, or if they just love doing it. Um, but it really had the energy of community, sense of fun, connection, and gifting, receiving kind of thing. And so it was all these fun. It was like tortellini and it was fresh hamburger soup and like a broccoli salad and this chocolate brownie pie thing with whipped cream. It was so good. You know, the score bits on top. Oh, what else was there? I didn't know it had this thing that was almost like fried bacon, but in little pieces. Because the bar was dark, I couldn't see what it was, but it tasted kind of like a bacon thing. And then these tater tots that had cheese on it, and bread and whatever. But it was just so fun, and so it was such an incredible day of celebrating so many different things. And you guys, I didn't even tell you half of them. Maybe I'll tell more for tomorrow's show, but I just wanted to share my excitement about choosing something new and getting to see where I've changed, which was so huge. And also, I could talk even more in future shows here about how I was still coming up against myself and the lack of judgment that I used with it. So that was pretty awesome. So anyways, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Big hugs from Fort Lauderdale. This is the Wealthy Lala, Laurie Laursen.